guys, my name is Chai. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all of the clothes that I bought from some online thrift stores, and I'm also going to give my personal review on these thrift stores, so that hopefully by the end of this video, you will have an idea on which thrift stores you want to check out yourself, or at least maybe have a better idea on what to expect when you go online thrifting. So without further ado, let's move on to the video. So before we start, in case you don't know what's online thrifting, it's basically like normal thrifting where you go buy secondhand or vintage clothes, just that you do it through online platforms like Instagram or Carousel. So in this review, I'm going to talk about all the Instagram shops that I've personally shopped from 4 aspects, which is their style of clothing, how well their photos actually represent the texture and color of the clothing, the quality of clothes, as well as the price point for each shop. And the first shop I'm going to talk about is Acehole Clothing. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Where I got this grey argyle sweater. I would say that this shop has a very quirky but also girly vibe to it. They mainly sell things like cardigans, sweaters, vests, and sometimes also some blouses. Most of the tops are pretty loose fitting as well. As you can see, this sweater is actually a little bit big on me, a bit too big for my liking in fact. But overall, I think it's a really good place to thrift if you like this style of clothing. Even though the pictures showed the color of this sweater pretty accurately, it's still a little bit older than what I would expect, especially on the collar over here as well as the sleeves. But overall, I still don't mind it too much because I still think it's in a pretty good condition. And in terms of price range, the clothes are usually around 30 to 40 ringgit, which in my opinion is pretty reasonable since most of it are actually cardigans and sweaters, so they are actually clothing with very thick material. Okay, so I'm done with this shop. And the next shop I'm going to talk about is called THRIFT Official, where I got this gingham blue mini dress. This shop literally sells everything that a girl would wear, like blouses, trousers, jeans, skirts, and dresses. And their style is quite trendy and Pinterest-like, so I think it will appeal to most people if they have a basic style like me. Like the first shop, even though the texture is not exactly what I expected it to be, because I think the fabric is a bit rougher than I would expect, but the colors of this dress in the photo were still pretty accurate to what I actually got in real life. And I would say that in terms of sizing, it does run a bit small because the dress actually fits a little bit tighter than I would have liked. But the good thing is this shop actually uses the same model to model all their clothes. So I think if you actually buy from this shop and you realize that the clothing actually fits you very well, then I think this is a really good place for you to shop because you probably have the same measurements as the model, which you are very lucky. And in terms of pricing for this shop, I would say that most of the items are below 40 ringgit. I got this dress for 37 ringgit, but they do sell pricier items because for the more premium brands, they sell it for about 60 to 80 ringgit. So yeah, maybe you can check that out if you want like more premium brands. So the next shop I'm going to talk about is called Akiklo, where I got these 3 sweater vests. So I don't think the clothes here are actually from Japan, but I do think that they give off a very Japanese comfy vibe, sort of like the clothes that you will find in Jalan Jalan Japan. And they do sell a lot of kinds of clothing. I'm not going to bother to list out everything, but they even sell pajamas, so you get the idea. And they also do a very good job at representing the color and texture of their clothing through the photos. But one thing you have to watch out for is the sizing, because I admit I was a little bit of a dumbass. I got too excited during the sweater vest trend and I bought all 3 vests without actually bothering to check the sizing of the clothing in the description box, because they do kindly write all the sizings of their clothes. So I ended up with 3 vests that are actually way too big on me. And to me, that's a little bit of a con because I can't wear all the vests on their own, especially in this hot Malaysian weather. But nevertheless, I'm still pretty happy with my purchase because I think these vests are really worth their price. They're super soft and comfy, and their price range is about 20 to 40 ringgit. Even this Lacoste one, okay, I'm not really sure if it's authentic, but if it is authentic, I think it's really cheap because this one only cost me like 40 bucks. And the seller was also really nice because I bought this on its own and she actually gave me a discount on shipping because I bought these 2 vests from her before. So I'm really happy about that because I really appreciate it when I don't have to pay shipping. So I think all the shops I've mentioned so far are pretty good in the sense that you will actually get what you expect. But one shop that really didn't meet my expectations is called THRIFT Shop. get it right? Thrift top shop, yes. So I'm pretty sure it's not the intention of the seller, but these two tops that I got over here were really not what I expected when I looked at the photos, because I actually expected these two tops to be in a much lighter shade than what I actually got here. And honestly, I've never even worn any of these tops out once, nor do I actually plan to wear them anytime soon because I'm really not drawn to the colors. But the silver lining of this purchase was this beige airy culottes that I have over here. They are really loose and airy, which really suits the Malaysian weather really well. I even wore this during my first vaccination in PWTC. So I don't really want to sound like I'm complaining or anything, because sometimes the difference in color that you see in the photos and what you actually get might just be due to the lighting that the seller can't control. But I just wanted to let anyone who's watching know that these are the things that you might have to look out for when you online thrift. So my advice is, if you're unsure of the shop, don't be like me and straight up go buy so many clothing at one go. Maybe just get one or two to test out the waters and see if the shop actually meets your expectations. Okay, I'm so sorry, I don't really know how to transition to the next shop, but the next shop I'm going to talk about is called Mesawear, where I got this sweater, this denim jacket, as well as this brown blazer, tan blazer. So this is probably my favorite thrift store out of all the thrift stores that I'm going to mention in this video. This shop mainly sells outerwear and also jeans, and most of their pieces are pretty oversized and comfy, but at the same time look really classy and stylish, which is a style I like to go for in most of my outfits. And I would say that this shop is really the best when it comes to their photos, because I'm never disappointed when I open my package, because I really get what I see in the photos. Like this coat was really what I saw in the photo, and of course their quality is great as well. I literally wear this jacket every time I want to go study in a cafe because it's so cozy and I feel so safe whenever I wear this. And a bonus is that there are so many deep pockets in this jacket that I sometimes can get away with not bringing a bag at all on my lazy days, which really is a bonus for me because I'm sometimes so lazy to bring anything out, especially when I go grocery shopping nowadays. As for the price, I remember this sweater and this blazer was probably about 30 ringgit, and this jacket was 70 ringgit. It might sound really expensive, but I think because it's considered branded, because this was actually from the brand Edwin. Oh god, I didn't even cut off the tag properly. But anyways, I think it's still really worth it because I wear this jacket so often that I think it justifies the high price that I paid for it. So yeah. Oh, and I really like the corduroy collar over here, which is why I bought it, because I think I got influenced by Best Dress. If anybody actually watched her before, like, her style is amazing, and I really like how she has denim jacket that is something like this. So I always wanted to get something like the jacket that she got, and I'm so happy that I found this in Mesawear. So yeah. And the very last shop I'm going to talk about is called Miss Sherry Co, where I got this really cute baby blue sweater. So for this shop, they mainly sell sweaters, cardigans, and knitwear, and all of them look very pretty and girly. But one problem you might have is that since this shop is very popular, it might be very hard for you to actually get the items that you want, because it's literally like getting concert tickets. It's so hard to get all the popular designs and the crowd favorites, especially like those very trendy balloon sleeves beige cardigan. This is literally what I want to get, but I always can't get it. And I actually got this kind of by accident. So what happened with this blue sweater is that I was actually eyeing a beige cardigan at that time, but since I wanted free shipping, I locked down this blue sweater without actually securing that beige cardigan first. So in the end, not only I didn't get the beige cardigan that I really wanted, I also had to get this because I felt really bad for locking down a sweater and in the end not getting it, because yeah, it's just not ethically right. I know they can't do anything to me, but you know, it's really bad of you to lock something down and not buy it in the end. So I just got it anyways. But honestly, I was really surprised with what I got, because excluding shipping, this sweater was only 19 ringgit, and it's actually my favorite sweater out of all the sweaters that I've thrifted in this haul. It's really soft, the baby blue is really pretty, and the embroidery on it is really nice too. So in terms of photos and quality, I would say that this shop is really reliable, and the price is very reasonable as well, because most of the items are around maybe 20 to 50 ringgit. So this is the end of my video. There are actually a lot more other online thrift stores that I've been eyeing but haven't purchased from before, because ever since MCO ended last year, I went physical thrifting for the first time in my life and I really enjoyed it. And I also made a thrift with me video on it, so you can check that out. I probably already linked it up in the cue cards above, and I linked it down in the description box as well. So to anyone watching this video, I hope you'll find it helpful, and it will really mean a lot to me if you liked, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this from me, because it will really help my channel out. And that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!